Hey guys, it's been a while. It's Dami here from Clientele Boosters, and today I want to share with you how I got our company churn from 15 and 20% from an industry average of 25 to 32% churn all the way to 6.67%. Here's how we did it. So first of all, I run a company. It's called Clientele Boosters. I've been running it for 5 years since I was 19 years old. We've serviced politicians, celebrities, HVAC, all kinds of small businesses from hospitality and other industries as well. And we've been able to get our churn. So what does churn mean? Churn basically means if you sign up 10 clients, you're going to get a portion of them that are always going to leave, whether it's per quarter, per year, per month. So we have a lot of clients. We're on track to hit anywhere between 80 to 120 clients that will pay us every month by the end of this year. Right now, we hover between 30 to 50 clients, but our churn has dropped significantly. So right now, as an example, out of, say, 50 clients, we will only lose maybe 3 to 4 of them every single month. And that has taken a long time to get to. But here are 3 things that we did to keep our churn low. So the first thing is I run a company. It's called CB, running it for 5 years. And today we're talking about churn. Okay, and this is something that I've had to learn bit by bit, and you can't just learn this overnight, so it's a behavior that you have to reinforce for a while. So 3 things. Okay, the first thing is having a minimum of 3 to 6 month contracts. Now, for a lot of you that are new, that might be really, really hard to do because, you're closing a client, whether you're let's just say you're a service-based business owner and you're a coach and you haven't charged someone either an upfront fee for 3 months before, or 6 months, or gotten them to put down a deposit and then some sort of recurring thing before. So you might not have the conviction or the confidence to ask for that yet. For me, it really wasn't until I'm 24 right now, till I was around 22, where I was even used to asking someone for a 3-month commitment, or even being able to retain them per month for more than 3 or 6 months, because it takes time. And that was already me 3 years into the business model. But the reason why you want to get people in 3 to 6 month minimum, longer the better obviously, contracts, is because it attracts a different demographic of person. You see, even last year, we had a lot of restaurants and different clients that were monthly clients. And we still have people that are on month to month. But a lot of the month-to-month clients, their psychology tends to be different because they tend to think a little bit shorter term. But if you talk to a business owner, you're like, listen, this is the 3-year plan to get you from A to Z. The first 6 months is going to look like this. And then by the end of the first 6 months, you should have enough data so we can use it to substantiate the next 6 months. And then that's going to give you a lot of data. It's going to give you an easy 2x by the time you hit the 2-year mark. And then you can use that extra capital to really scale to the moon by year 3. If you think longer term like that, you're going to attract a different avatar. And a lot of the people that do stick with us for 2 years, a year and a half, and even longer are the people that are able to think longer term. So when you start speaking in 3 and 6 month increments minimally, you actually come across as more of a professional, because most people, even irrational and emotional people, understand that marketing takes time. But not many people are able to believe in you until you have enough evidence to substantiate some sort of 3 to 6 month agreement, or at least a roadmap that is clear enough that they can see the ROI within the time span, or at least the movement towards the goal within that time span. So that's the first thing we did. And that helped us a lot. And what we found as well, by the way, is that once people actually, and this brings me into my second point, once people hit the 3-month mark, you've actually created a habit. So you know what they say? It's 24 days to form a habit, 90 days to keep a lifestyle, something like that. Once we get people to 3 months, most of the time we know that we have created enough of an emotional anchor. So an emotional anchor, for example, if I tickle you, and every time I tickle you, I say the word cheese, then even when I am not tickling you, you're gonna, but you start laughing because that's the sensation you feel when you get tickled. You're gonna think of the word cheese because you've associated tickling or laughter with cheese. It's kind of similar with marketing. So if I hire a virtual assistant to do my bookkeeping for my accountant, and they're doing my columns, and I know, even if the first month was really hard to kind of work with them, but by the second month, I'm kind of used to them doing it. By the end of the 3rd month, even if I don't particularly like them that much, and this is not an excuse, by the way, to deliver poor services, not at all, but even if I'm not super happy with their deliverables, I'm going to be so dependent unconsciously on that habit that I'm just going to be like, mate, take a couple $100 a month. Just do my bookkeeping. Because I am used to delegating that specific task. It's the same with any kind of service. So if I have someone that's going to do my house cleaning and they got me in a 3-month contract, I'm 24, 25, right? So like if I'm going out with my friends or, I'm used to, maybe Saturday night or Friday night, that's the night where I'm going out and sometimes the house can get a bit messy. If I've already paid someone 3 months in advance or I'm in a contract for 3 or 6 months, by the end of that, if I now say, you know what, all good, don't worry, we'll do it ourselves. The amount of mental energy and intention it will take for me to now do it myself is going to be more than if I just said, all right, how much are you again? Okay, look, just whatever, do it, please, thanks, right? So the second reason why is because it creates a habit, and it's going to take some time to build a habit. Most habits are not going to stick within 30 days, especially for a stranger. Think about it. Unless you're doing, just referrals or just word of mouth only, a lot of the clients that you're going to sign up, especially once, at least in my experience, once you get to 20 clients plus in any kind of service-based business, a lot of them are going to be strangers to an extent, at least if you want to go fast, Like after this, I'm still going to put up like 1 to 300 cold calls, and I've got a great referral system. We have referrals come in every single month, but I'm still playing that offense. So for me, I'm always talking to strangers. So I know that if a stranger wants to not only build a relationship with me, but also with my team members and with our processes, I'm giving them that habit as soon as possible, which brings me to the third thing. So the third thing is a reward for keeping the habit. So it's like when you go to a gym center and you sign up to be, a member of a gym, and, you sign up for a fitness class with your trainer or whatever. What they're doing, let me just write this down. You want to have a gift/reward. So what they're doing, they're going to create an app for you. They're going to create an app, and that app, not an app, but like a plan. And that plan is going to have different things that you can do. You're going to have a cheat day once a week. You're going to have milestones to hit. They're going to have a before and after picture for you. And then they're going to give you that dopamine feedback, that congratulation feeling every time you've leveled up. So for example, they're going to have a picture of you before, and then 6 months later, they'll have a picture of you after. You're going to get it posted on their Instagram business page. They're going to tag you, and you're going to feel like, wow, because I was able to stick to this, I'm now getting social reinforcement for the habit that I kept with. In their situation, the reward was recognition. But what we do, we take it a step further. So we do a few types of different rewards. The first thing is every week we celebrate wins. Every single week, even if there's not a win. And literally, I have a team calls with my SEO and funnel and ads guys every Monday and Friday. And a quarter of the time, apart from us reinforcing our team values and stuff, it's just about me saying, guys, celebrate wins, celebrate wins. And they're like, oh, damn me, like maybe they only went backwards in the keyword we were trying to rank them for this week. And I'm like, okay, great, then celebrate something else. We completed 15 backlinks this month. Backlinks is like when you link a website to another website. Just celebrate some sort of progress. That way they can see, one, that you're working your ass off, and then two, that you are really, really intentional about moving them towards the goals and the roadmap. So that's the first thing we do. Another thing we do is once they hit the 3-month mark with us as an agency, we send them chocolates, chocks, or like confectionery. I'm just gonna write So that confectionery is like lollies, sweets, and stuff like that, right? So what we do is as soon as they hit 3 months, they're gonna get a gift basket from us with a card that says, congrats on your progress. We're very proud of you. Or we're grateful that you picked us to help you. So again, we're building that relationship. We're not just treating them like another transaction, right? We actually want to, if we realize that they like cookies, I love cookies. So if someone signed me up as a client and they send me a box of cookies after 3 months, I'm definitely signed. There's a high chance I'm staying for another 3 to 6 months, right? Because as a person, they took time to personalize the gift towards me and who I am. And that shows intention and that they care about me as a person and not just another client or customer, right? So gift reward. And another thing you want to do as well so celebrating wins is one thing, confectionery. And another thing you want to do is actually have them speak to the people in your team. So communication, let's write comms. Okay, so this seems obvious, but you'll be surprised. Again, it depends on the type of business you have, but if you're a coach, consultant, agency owner, or you have some sort of service business, even if you're a HVAC person and you're delivering something consistently to a group of people, an electrician, whatever, plumber, you're going to have a point where you have so much clients or customers, which is a great thing, by the way, congrats, well done, where you're going to forget to over communicate. And I'm not talking about you as the business owner over communicating, because again, you're creating maybe the wrong habit there. If I'm talking to every one of my clients every day, if they have an issue at 10 p.m., and yes, I've had this happen multiple times, 11 p.m. on a Saturday, 1 a.m. on a Sunday morning, whatever, they're going to feel that they can call you because you haven't created the right habits and guardrails, right? So what we do is we have different account managers and like specialists in our team that once a fortnight we'll have a call with each client. Hey, Sean, here's how you've been going with X, Y, and Z. Here's where we are on the roadmap. Here's how we plan to get to the next level. Guys, that in and of itself, the comms, I'm gonna give that 3 ticks, is gonna help you drop churn considerably. Okay, so again, we literally went from the first year one to year 3. Let's just say, like, the churn was ridiculous. Let's say like 50 to 100% churn. I rarely would keep clients, for more than 2 or 3 months. Some I would keep for like 2 years, but I think that's just because they liked me and they had potential. They saw potential in me. And then year 4, so this was last year. Last year we were like a legit agency. Like from start of last year, like things were like I was a company, not just a sole proprietor, right? So this was when churn maybe dropped on average to like 33% churn. So that was just above the industry. So the average churn in the agency industry, if you look it up on Google or ChatGPT, is 25 to 32%. So this is from the biggest, I'm not going to name them, but one of the biggest agencies in Australia. Their churn rate is still 22%, which is actually on the lower end, ironically, of the average. Now, that's us. That was us last year, year 5. This is why I'm telling you guys what we do. 6.67%. And I'm so proud of that number because that took so much effort to get to, and we're only going to get better, and we're just warming up. Okay, so if you want to get your churn rate to under 10%, right, without having someone in a 12-month contract, a 2-year contract, and you can get to that level, by the way. We work with franchises now as well, so it's a different situation for them. But if you want to help a small business just win and stick with you for a long time, especially if it's something that's going to take some time to get results, or even if it's something that's going to get results very quickly, 3 to 6 month minimum contracts, reinforce habits, okay? And that's what you're always going to be focusing on. How can I reinforce a habit? And then reward that habit creation. You can see how these all work together with a gift or reward by celebrating wins weekly, giving them some sort of physical thing, whether it's wine, chocolate, confectionery, and then over communicating through your team. All right, if you guys got value out of this, drop a comment, like it, share it with a friend. I hope you found this valuable. We're going to be upping the level of content. It's going to be a lot more in-depth. And as you can tell, this video is a bit longer than usual. This is going to be the standard. I don't know if I'll get to Hormozzi's level straight away, but I definitely want to add more value to you guys instead of doing kind of those really, really short and snappy videos, which are still going to come, but are going to be few and far in between, with more of this taking over the channel. Speak soon. Much love. Thank you guys for your support. Let's get it. Road to 200 subscribers. Let's go.